Hey guys, it's Millie with Crafting in My PJs. Welcome to my channel. Well, today's video is actually going to turn out to be a two-parter. I am re-recording the intro because I just found it took a little longer than usual. Not that it's that much involved. There's just some drying time, and so that just takes time. So this channel is dedicated to quick, easy crafts that are fun and are relatively inexpensive. A lot of my crafts are from Dollar Tree, but of course there's some supplies that are brought in from outside as well. So today's video, which you are going to start to see, we're going to make a paper doll house. But it's a paper doll house it can be put on a wall, or I don't know, you could lay it on the floor too. Yeah, I went to Dollar Tree to see what I could find, and I did find these square boards. I have another one under there, but it's a little bit bigger. And so I took 4 of those square boards, and I am making a dollhouse out of it. The whole intention is it's 4 paper dolls. It's going to be hung up on a wall. It's going to be hung up on a wall in my den, unless I give it to one of the kids. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'm going to use command hooks, but of course you could do something a little bit more stable. I just had the den walls re-sheetrocked. I kind of don't want to put holes in them yet. You know, we had a hurricane a couple years ago, ruined that room. We just had it redone. So, but that's where it's going to go, because that's where the kids are playing. That's where their toys are when they come over here. All of the papers on the inside are things that I had around the house, or I was able to print off of Google Images. So, I still think it's an easy craft. I still think it's a inexpensive craft. I think it takes a little bit longer than what we're used to when it comes to crafting, but that's only because you have to let things dry. So, 2-part video. I'm going to get down to the table and we're going to get started. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for finding me. You know, I know it's not that easy. And I hope you stick around. And if you are a returning friend, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate people who come back, and I love to hear comments. So please, anybody out there, comment below. What would you do differently? What would you do the same? What do you like? Let's try not to be too negative, but what maybe you could do a little bit better. Another suggestion. There you go. Okay. And if you wouldn't mind, if you would consider giving this video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And if you would consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate that too. I will try to link supplies in the description. I do not have an Amazon store where I can link where to get things there, but I will link the products that I'm using. I think that's it. Oh, so like, subscribe, share if you know somebody who wants to watch videos like this. I'd like, you know, to meet new people. And I guess that's it. So let's get down to the table. Okay, so we're going to use these wooden box, shadow box type thing. It's called a wooden panel. You're actually supposed to use the back of it, but we're going to use the frame side. They're on the $3 rack at Dollar Tree. I am going to use 4 of them. For this project, if you would like to just stick to something simpler, more simple, and just do 1, you can. But I'm going to use 4. The other thing I did get, I had this already, but was some 21-inch ruler sticks. They were from either Lowe's or Home Depot. They're in the paint department because they're really like paint stir. We're going to use 2 of these. I remember them not being expensive. I don't remember how much they are. If you have maybe any old 15-inch rulers laying around that you have two that match, that would probably work if you're doing the 4-box craft. If you're doing the 1-box craft, probably 2 regular paint sticks would be perfectly fine. It's not necessary, but we're just going to paint them and use them as the peak, the roof of the house up at the top. The other thing that I gathered up was some assorted scrapbooking paper. You could also use wrapping paper. You could use vinyl. If you have some vinyl, there's lots of vinyl at Dollar Tree. You could use contact paper, anything like that. I happen to have a ton of this, so that's what I pulled out. The other thing that we will need is a little bit of paint, and I have, after much debate, decided to go ahead and paint my sides white. I was going to do brown because you're going to see in a minute the pictures that I decided to use to decorate my house are very vintagey looking, so I thought the brown would be a better color scheme, but I've changed my mind. I want white. All right, so I have chosen 2 things that I had already purchased a while back on Etsy. I printed them out. They were digital kits, and I printed them out on cardstock. So I have paper dolls. I'm only going to pick 2 of those paper dolls right now. So I picked 2 different sets of clothing to go with a paper doll. And then this kit it was like a dollhouse, like a digital dollhouse kit. So it had various pages. They are, if I wanted to leave the pages whole, I would just have a couple of inches right here. But I think I'm going to do some cutting so that I don't necessarily have all of the pages in there. So my decision is it's going to be a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, and a bathroom. So those are my 4 rooms. So if you look, here's like the kitchen right here. So all of this would have to go into 1 square. And so I will take and I will fussy cut out the sink and the stove and the table and a couple of chairs, and then probably like the window, and then I'll see if I could fit the cupboard in the side, but I'll see what fits, and so I'll fussy cut it. I will link where I got these specific digital kits from Etsy. I will link that in the description below. But you don't have to go to Etsy to find images. You could go to Google and just type in dollhouse clip art. And that will bring you to a page with lots of choices where there are digital images that you could download. Some of them might not be free, but just keep clicking and you'll find ones that you can download and you can copy, can cut them out. You can also, if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, you could also use the design program and you could cut out some simple tables, chairs, beds, sofa, that kind of thing. If you have magazines at your house, you could definitely sit, and this would be a great activity to do with one of the children you might be making this for. You can sit down and y'all can cut out pictures out of the magazine to glue on. So there's a bunch of different options that from no cost to maybe a couple of dollars, just depending on what you want to do. And I have a very slow printer. It's an inexpensive printer that I purchased on Black Friday several years ago. And I subscribe to HP Insta Ink. So I pay $5 a month and I get a ton of, for me, for me, a ton of downloads. All right, so the first thing we're going to do for this project is we're going to open up the boxes, and I am going to paint. I am going to paint the not the inside. And I'm not sure if I'm even painting the back. I might paint the back. I don't know. I might not. If I'm using white, I might not. Because that won't show. It's going to be up against the wall. And I can always go back and paint it later if I really need to. But I am going to paint all of my edges. I am going to come inside and I'm going to do just a little bit around the corners here, so that if my papers don't fit in perfectly after they're trimmed down, or I cut them slightly off, it'll all blend in. You won't see the wood poking through. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to paint, and then I'm going to, while the paint is drying, I am going to take my pictures right here. I'm not going to worry about my dolls right now, but I'm going to take my pictures and I'm going to start cutting, and I'm going to start deciding what I want to put in my little house. And the other thing I'm going to do while the paint is drying, and maybe, because I don't even know what of this paper I'm going to use yet. If I'm not mistaken, I measured this and it is 10.5. Yes. Well, it's like one line before. Well, that's probably because maybe you're supposed to do like that. So it seems to be 10.5 by 10.5. So I will also be picking out, sorry about that, picking out my scrapbook paper over here that I'm going to use as my background, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that down to 10.5 by 10.5. So I have that ready to go. So when I have all of those pieces put together, so paint, fussy cut, and pick out my background paper and cut it down, I will be back and we will start putting this together. Well, paint is drying. I changed my mind. I did paint the inside white so that it would blend in a little bit better with the wallpaper. But I am going to paint the outside brown, and I will do the sides. I'm still waiting for things to kind of dry. So we're going to leave that off to the side, and we're going to start on our walls. The measurement for cutting the paper inside, and let's not use this one because it's a fraction too small, is 10 7/16. So basically you are the line, let's see if I can get you, I don't know if I can get right there. You are the line before the half, the 10.5. So 10 7/16. If you cut your paper to that, it will fit inside beautifully. Doesn't that look nice? All right, so looking at the paper I chose, this is my kitchen. Now, I accidentally cut this one 1.5 inches too short, so I decided that we needed flooring, and that would lengthen my paper. So let's see. It's only 1/2 inch too short. I take it back. All right, so it's going to go right there. Where is my glue? Let's get this glue down here. We're going to use this Scotch Create glue stick. I'm probably also going to use some double stick tape. I just have to find where it is. I had to order some more. But this Scotch Create sticks well, and it doesn't wrinkle up your I kind of didn't. I've been making a lot of mistakes on this. I did not want glue because I don't want to glue it to the back of the board yet. Got a little energetic with the glue. All right, so there's going to be the floor. All right, so for Hold on a second. I have to clean. Okay. So this is kitchen. So let's see. Here's my kitchen furniture. Most of this, all but one sheet, I printed out on cardstock. Trying to give me something a little bit thicker so that I am not, less prone to wrinkle. Because I'm pretty sure I will be Mod Podging over all of this. And so I don't want the wrinkles in the Mod Podge. So right now I'm going to cut out some of the kitchen pieces, and then we will see how they fit. Okay, so let's see. We have table. I think I can cut off one chair. You still have two faux chairs back there and one here where the paper doll can actually sit. And we have our sink and our stove, just like that. We're going to cut out a window, the window that was here, and we will put that up there. And I do not have room for my china cabinet, but I might be able to put that in the living room. I just have to see. All right, so this is the process I'm going to do for each room. I'm going to look at the pieces of paper that I have. I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to play with them. I'm going to fit them on. Like, I don't even know. Do I need a sink or do I just need the stove? Just like that. The stove. The table. I'll see. And then I still have this cute little chair that could go somewhere else to sit. I don't know. It might go in the living room. I'm not sure. All right. So this is the process that I'm going to take. If you wanted, you could make all of your furniture pieces separate from the background so that they could be moved around. And we're going to attach everything with Velcro. I'm going to show you. I have some wonderful Velcro that I use. It's there's one side that's clear, so it won't really be seen. So if you wanted your furniture to move around, that's a possibility. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have everything stationary. And basically that's it. All right, so I'm going to go play with my sheets, finish painting, and then I'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at. just to give you an idea, my pages are done. So I have glued everything down. This is my living room. This is my kitchen. This is my bedroom. This is not glued down because I would like it to be, it's the door from the kitchen scene, but I would like to put it on a hinge and make a closet behind it because the paper doll will have clothes. So I would like that. And then, I don't know, should we put that over here? And then here's our bathroom, which I ended up just cutting out the wallpaper. And yeah, you can see a border here, but that's okay. I have an idea of what I might do, and that will be hidden. So I have a brown piece at the bottom that became my floor. Don't need a floor, but I have one. Cut out pieces of each room and just played around until I like how they fit. And now they're glued down on here. And what I'm going to do, I'm still not finished painting my boxes, but my rooms will go inside of the box like that. Let's see if I can put these one on top of the other. Okay, here's the living room. Oops. That one needs to be trimmed just a little bit. Here's the bathroom. And here is my kitchen. Now, the intention is, and I don't know if I can show you, no, not going to be. My intention is for these to be attached. So you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And we will attach them with some wood glue and staples on the back. And then we will have our roof up here, which we can store some things in the attic. And this can hang nicely on a wall in a play area for kids to play with. So what I'm going to do right now, finish my painting, glue my pieces down here, and then I'm going to take, let's see, my matte Mod Podge, and I am going to Mod Podge everything down except for the closet door. I'm leaving the closet door off for right now. And then we're going to let that dry overnight. So when I come back tomorrow, we will put all the pieces together. All right, see you tomorrow.